Covering week one in college football here at SBR Videos. We're talking right now with Dave Golikoff, senior sports columnist for AskMen.com. And Dave, one of the games you suggested that you want to talk about is Tennessee at North Carolina State. This is an interesting game to me. It's at a neutral site. Now, North Carolina State last year was a team that had a lot of betting opportunities with great value. They tended to be a bit underrated, and I'm thinking this is the same thing here. You know, they dealt with a lot of adversity last year, but this year though they're healthy, raring to go. They've got 16 returning starters, a lot of returning starters on the offensive line, a quarterback, and just their offense in general is looking very good this year. And they're an underdog. They're getting 3 points. So I'm thinking that, they might be a great bet here just on the money line to get an outright win. The only thing that concerns me a little bit is Tennessee, of course, does have, awesome SEC talent. What do you think? Do you think NC State's a good bet here?
Yeah, I do. I really like NC State in this spot, and I think it will be a close game, but you're getting value with NC State getting the 3 points. Just like you, I like them to win outright, and there's a number of reasons for it. I understand why Tennessee's favored. They're from the SEC. SEC versus ACC. You're obviously going to have, the SEC team favored in most cases. The Vols return a ton of starters. But I think one guy that's not going to be there is actually going to shape this game quite a bit, and that's receiver Derek Rogers. He was booted off the team, and that really changes the Vols from having an elite passing game to having just an average, above average passing game. So I think that's going to be a big difference. And you look at NC State on their side of the ball with the defense. Their secondary is actually very strong. David Amerson is one of the best cornerbacks in the country, set a record last year with 13 picks. So I think NC State puts their strength on defense against Tennessee's strength, and they're going to win that battle. And Tennessee, one of the reasons they're one of the weaker SEC teams is just they don't have that caliber of a defense of a LSU or Alabama or even a South Carolina or Georgia. So I see NC State being able to move the ball. I trust Derek Dooley as much as I trust Lindsay Lohan in a jewelry store. So I like NC State to come out, keep the momentum that they had from last year, carry it over into this year, and win this game outright.
Nice. Did you write that one yourself, or did someone feed you that line?
I wrote that one myself. I can't believe
Not
Lindsay
bad.
Lohan again is in trouble with jewelry. This girl is crazy.
Not bad. I'll tell you the one thing that just gives me a little bit of pause, and give me your opinion on this, is that Tennessee, they've got some issues, and you said the receiver is out, but when SEC teams lose a marquee player, a lot of times it's just someone comes in and they're just as good or better, and the guys replacing this guy, I was reading about them. One of them's a world-class high jumper. I mean, these are world-class caliber receivers who they're still going to have on the field, and I'm just wondering if it's one of those situations where you're going to take an ACC team as a small underdog, and then when you watch the game you realize that they're just outclassed talent-wise. But you don't think that's the case here?
No, and again, I just think that when you look at Tennessee, the general conception, I think what you're getting at with the SEC is the depth is always so good. The athleticism is superior there than everywhere else. And I think when you lose a guy like Rodgers, yes, Cordell, I think his last name is Patterson. He's the #1 JUCO receiver. Yes, he's going to step in and he'll be good. But again, Tennessee's going from an elite passing game. I honestly thought they'd have one of the best in the country to maybe just something that's above average and something that's a little bit more manageable for NC State in this spot. And the other side is just the defense. Tennessee, yes, they're an SEC school, but you see them getting shredded last year and pretty much every year in the Dooley era, because that defense just isn't good. Tennessee, their only wins in the SEC under the Dooley era has been, Vanderbilt and Ole Miss. They get smoked whenever they play anyone else elite. I think this is a manageable game for an NC State team that's on the rise compared to a Tennessee team that actually lost 6 of 8 to end the year last year, and I think they're actually on the decline.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's how I see it. I think I'm going to take a shot with NC State on the money line.